Okay, guys, for the next one, we talk about freshwater scarcity in the world. The freshwater scarcity is indispensable for the most successful people over the past decade. The need to show economic competition for quantity or water quality. Disputes between users, groundwater depletion, and negative impacts on the environment. One third of the world economy, around 2 billion people, live under severe water attacks. At least 1 month of many people in the world experiencing rapid flooding. Only few of the total water on the planet, around 0.014%, and the rest can be easily left by 97% water and less than 3% technically dealing at once improvement from climate change results in the area far away and has a very wide geographic area including needs. The world is rapidly increasing over the past several decades. Demand is expected to exceed 40% supply in 2030 if the current trend continues. The main content of global destruction is geographic and temporal inequality between the development of consumption patterns and the expansion of agriculture in irrigated area. It is an important force in driving global water demand, increasing climate change, the emergence of greenhouse gas, and the incessant use of water can cause global losses and in many years physical water realization in many parts of the world at the time of body loss. The rainwater varies with time, the impact of natural hydrological variability, but more different to help with the functions of economic policy, planning and guideline will intensify with the development of more economic forms, but must correctly identify many of its locations or can be ameliorated. Some countries have been proven to reduce the use of economic resources. For example, in Australia, water consumption declined by 40% between 20, 21 to 2010, while the economy grew by more than 30%, that the government tends to invest heavily and solving more inefficient problems such as large projects such as dams, canals, servers. Water and reservoirs are generally recognized as being environmentally friendly. The most cost-effective way to separate water use from economic development, according to the Faculty of Science Committee that recognize all water cycles from resources to maintain resources. Okay, next we talk about Okay, guys, we talk about conflict force, state of conflict, causes and pattern of forced migration to the EU and policy responses. Okay, an empirical analysis of the condition in the countries from which asylum seekers originate and an assessment of the role of the European Commission. Okay. In reducing the number of asylum seekers arriving at its borders, the global refugee population is currently more than 11 million. Over the last 15 years, Europe has seen the arrival of millions of individuals who have sought asylum within individual member states. The fact of the top 10 nationalities arriving in European countries are from countries which have seen high levels of violence, oppression, and conflict. Asylum seekers has been treated with increasingly contempt and disdain by policy makers and the public alike. State of conflict undertakes for the first time an empirical analysis of the overall conditions in the countries from which asylum seekers originate. It asks some critical questions about the causes of forced migration and its consequences for patterns of migration to Europe. It also assesses the role of the European Commission is reducing the number of asylum seekers arriving at its borders. The European Commission is pleased to have provided support for this independent study through the recommendation such as some steep challenge. Okay, inter-EU conflict over refugee placement. Since 2015, more than 5 million refugees have entered the EU from Syria, Afghanistan, and Iran. Refugees seeking asylum cross the Mediterranean Sea and then enter the EU through southern Europe. The current refugee crisis is principally driven by the ongoing Syria conflict and has no end in sight. The sheer volume of refugees fleeing Syria mostly has created substantial problems for the EU. First, the routes taken by migrants from the Middle East and North Africa to Europe is dangerous. In 2015 alone, more than 4,000 migrants died crossing the Mediterranean Sea. The EU has been forced to patrol to the waters of the Mediterranean and Aegean Seas to prevent more deaths. The influx of immigrants into the EU has also precipitated heated debates over immigration laws and has sparked a new wave of nationalist rhetoric within European countries. These sentiments are best exemplified by Brexit in 2016. At the same time, there has been tension among EU member states over the disproportionate burden faced by Italy, Greece, and Hungary, the state to which most migrants enter Europe. In 2016, EU dropped the beginnings of the framework in resettle refugees. As of 2017, EU member states has submitted to many refugees. The Commission ruled would not have a significant impact on the refugee crisis. It's recommended that each member state offer in 2019. So, the new resolution will lessen the burden on Mediterranean member states by replacing the Dublin Accord, which mandated that refugees by resettle in the country in which they first landed. The EU resolution was met with heavy resistance from Eastern and Central European member states. The First Party in Hungary and the Law of Justice Party in Poland came to power on anti-Muslim immigration policies. In September, Hungary and Slovakia changed shall the purpose accord in the European Court of Justice with Polish support. The court ruled against Slovakia and Hungary. Okay, this for the example situation in the past period about this. Okay, and the next one, the European movement welcome and support this proposal toward closer security and defense cooperation with the objective of impactful joint action in defense and security. There are several essential build blocks: political will, a Lisbon Treaty, a single market, institutional embedding, funds for security and defense, partner cooperation, future integration, focus area in security and defense cooperation, peace, enlargement, immigration. Okay. Okay, guys, please take a break. 10 minutes.